No, isolation is not a bad thing. Being by yourself, being alone, having no one there with you, it's actually an opportunity for you to get closer to God, to find out who you are, what you want, and grow. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Tavina and welcome. So in this video, I'll be talking about how isolation changed my life and get me closer to God. So this is a testimony and it's actually great and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So there was a point in my life when God isolated me from everything and everyone. He needed to do that in order to get me where he wanted me to be, right? So let's get into the video. Before we hop into it, if you're new, welcome to my channel. If you have already been a part of the family, welcome back. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and let's interact. All right, so when I think about this point in my life, it reminds me of a story in First Kings. To be exact, it is First King chapter 16:29 to chapter 18 verse 1, right? Which talks about when Elijah followed God's command to withdraw into isolation to keep himself safe. Elijah joins the household of a widow and her son, and they live together in isolation, overcoming challenges of poverty and illness, right? So this part of my life, this season, it reminds me of that story, but I'm gonna go deep, so I'm gonna tell you what happened exactly. And so what I'm gonna share is how I accept isolation in my life, the process of isolation, and the harvest isolation bringeth forth, right? So our scripture reading is taken from First Kings 17 chapter 17 verse 19. It reads, "Arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow there to sustain thee." Right? If you continue reading into the scripture, then you will see where I'm going. But this basically, that's where the story lies about Elijah going into isolation with the widow and her son, and God God prepares. All right, so let's hop into my story. All right, so it was about March this year when I was isolated from every single thing and everyone that is holding me from God. Just to let you know, isolation is not a bad thing. It doesn't bring forth loneliness. It's actually a path of restoration. It's preparing you for something. Isolation is actually beautiful, right? So I think it was a point in my life when everyone started to do me wrong. Well, the people that I held most close to me, that I look up to, started to do me wrong. People that I did not expect to hurt me. And God was slowly stripping everyone away from me that is hindering me from his presence. And then I was gone too deep, so I need to catch back myself, meaning I haven't been praying or with the relationship that I normally have with God. I'm not doing that. So there was just this point where I realized that, hey, I'm too far from God. There's too many pain or hurt in people. Like the people that I'm surrounding myself with, the enemy have easily access to them in order to use them to hurt me. So I decided to say, hey God, I can't do this no more. I need you. I don't want what's in the world. I want what you have to give to me. And I come to a place of totally surrendering to God. So yeah, you need to totally surrender to God in order for him to wash you and cleanse you and rebuke everything that is not of him in your life. Either ways, so I totally surrender to God, and I it was also my desire to let his will show up in my life, to let his name be glorified in my life. It was also my desire to want to change, to want to be where God is. I open up my heart, my soul, my mind, and my body, and I said, God, take control, because I need you to fill this gap. I need you. I need to be exactly where you want me to be. And then that's when the true isolation comes in. So I accept isolation. I have the sense that this must be it. But then me open up my heart to God, allowing his will, then that's me accepting it. So yes, and it has been the best decision for me. Now I want to talk about the process of isolation. So when God is isolating you from among them, he will take his time to strip you from all situations, every and any old habits or bad habits that is hindering you from his presence. If you're in a relationship and instead of it allowing you to get closer to God, it's drawing you from God, then he's gonna strip you from it. He's gonna cleanse your heart, wash your mind and your soul and your body until you come to alignment with his will, or that place where you know that, hey, Jesus, I'm following you, your will in my life, not mine. Open up my heart, and my mind, my heart can have the desire that you have for me in my life, right? The beauty about this is whenever God is isolating you, because when he isolated me from everything and everyone, normally those are things that it's hard for me to let go of. So those are things that it's hard for me to let go of and say, hey, okay, I'm just drop this just like that. No, it wasn't easy. But you see, with God, it's like those things, they're not even missing from my life. My joy and my peace is not with those things, it's with God. So whenever he stripped all of those from me, I was totally fine. I was okay. It's like them never did it in the first place. So yes, that's the beauty of when God is isolating you. You're not gonna feel lonely, you're not gonna feel depressed or sad. It's just that you're resting in his presence. Everything that caused you pain and hurt will be gone, and you're resting in his presence. You have to come to the place where you totally open up your heart to him, because if your heart is not open up to him and you're trying to let go, then you're gonna have issue. It's gonna cause you pain, because truth and in fact you don't want to let go. But when God is in control, it will be much easier, trust me. So yes, when I was going through that process, even though things that I no longer have, where I'm supposed to cry, get frustrated or stressed, no, I was so at peace when I was going through my process of isolation. And it has been good. It has been good. It's still good, it's still fruitful, and it's great. So now I'm gonna talk about the harvest of isolation, right? So the fruits that isolation bringeth, when you isolate yourself from among them, from people that is adding negative things to your life or hindering you from getting closer to God, it can be situation, it can be a job, it can be habits, it can be anything. When you decided that you're ready to let go, you open up your heart, allow God to isolate you from everything and everyone, you go through the process. After that, the fruits are amazing. My fruit was, I now know who I am. I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know what I want. And I learned so much. I now know who my God is. I learned in terms of spirituality. I know how to separate the carnal things from the spiritual things. I now have a open mind, a better mindset towards worldly and stuff. Like, I'm not so easily offended if someone try to disrespect me or say something, because, and I know this long time that it's the enemy working in them. But sometimes even when we know things, it's like we're brain not register. But it has been so fruitful. I now started to surround myself with person that will help me to grow in my journey with God. And I know when I pray for stuff, I can see the fruits. Because sometimes when your life is messy, God won't bless you with what you ask for. Now I can see the fruits of what I asked for. God is blessing me. I am being more obedient. My life is more healthy. And I know what I'm now at peace, joy, everything is just so fruitful. Like, you can see the presence of God in my life. You can see his glory. I am glorifying him. Everything in my life is to glorify God because he is worthy of it, right? So maybe your fruits can be different, but most of them will be the same. But let me tell you something. Doubt is my fruit, and it's amazing. And I have to give God thanks, and I have to be grateful. So just know, isolation is not a bad thing. Being by yourself, being alone, having no one there with you, it's actually an opportunity for you to get closer to God, to find out who you are, what you want, and grow. Grow. Yeah, grow better. So that's my testimony. That's a part of my season. Comment so we can communicate. Let me know if you have experienced isolation before and what has been your fruit, or if you're struggling with it. Comment below and let me know. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy. Bye.